My name is Jennifer Moore, and I am from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, but I've been out here for the last 5 years, and mostly I work with charcoal, eraser lifts specifically is what I do most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been interested in art. Of course, I think that that's fairly normal for artists, and but I never really thought that I would be good enough to be a fine artist. So even though I loved art as a child, I had a design kind of mind from the very beginning, like 12. So I wound up doing a whole different pursuit. It wasn't really in the fine art realm, but I've always I've loved it. So here I am. Well, if it was something sort of like this, I don't know, I would just do like the general kind of shape of what I don't want to have drawn in. And like I use charcoal this is actually, I probably found it on the beach or
Here, bring it in.
what?
Yeah, bring the. Yep. Cool. We found it on the beach.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Or it's something that I burnt in the backyard or whatever.
Oh, cool.
It's just regular charcoal. I also, use vine charcoal, but especially for my background, it's just whatever I find. This is a kneaded eraser. She needs to be kneaded a little bit more than it is right now. But then you can go back in and put your highlights in with the eraser. So really the technique is just you lay it in, you smear it on, you take it back off again, and then you lay more layers on top of it. And that's how I wind up with all of the details is if I want it to stay white, I don't like to use white charcoal, so I like to keep the paper white. And that's why I just kind of map out where the regions are going to be. And then I use whatever I can to smooth it out and then erase. And then you go back in and draw more lines back in to give your more detail.
You can smudge that.
And then you can smudge that, and then you can add more. So, with largely OCD is probably what makes me have the patience for it. And actually, these pieces are me trying to not be so detailed. So I just, it's just who I am. It's just I can't help but put the details in. So. Yes and no. Mostly it's kind of like an example of life. Like I go through the same thing with each art piece that I go through in life in general. There's always some part that isn't going the way that I wanted to. It's not what I wanted it to be at all. I get angry with it. I walk away for a little while and come back and it's all about just sticking with it and persevering and learning how to deal with the mistakes. They're all successful in their own ways. The things that I tried to do with them is what I achieved. So Like I can't. I don't have a favorite or. I enjoy working on the octopus one. It has a lot of textures in it, and that I was really pleased with how it turned out. Plus, that's the only oval one I've ever done, so that was fun too. I've worked in just about everything, not too much through 3D, but I don't like oil painting so much. I don't like the feel of it, but acrylic paints I do. I like to do jewelry, working with beads. Um, I'll play around with just about anything though. I just did a couple of pieces that I used hair chalk instead of like, yeah, I had hair chalk. So yeah, there's hair chalk and charcoal put together. It's an odd combination. It's all anxiety. I don't know if I can separate out artistic anxiety, but I think overall just not feeling I'm good enough. I mean, that's kind of for everything. Just I never really allowed myself to think that I could be an artist. I was okay with being a designer, but not an artist. So that's what I'm still working on now. I'm trying to not be so detailed all the time, so I really do want to try to loosen up, and I think that that will help me. That will be the therapy that, you know, we were talking about earlier, that's what I need, is to just get out there and loosen up and not be so controlling about everything. Well, contact me directly. That's the best thing to do. But 253 Collective, I do have a permanent display there, so you know you can go through that collective as well. 253 Collective has been around for I think 9 years. I think this might be the 10th year. They are on Jefferson and right by the Big W for University of Washington, and we are open on Saturdays. It's just a group of local artists. We all run our own kind of business out of that building, and it just gives us an opportunity to show our work, sell our work, and have an office space that we can use whenever we need to. You can just go onto the website, and there's membership information on there and how to join up. And